Excerpts from the larger Pure Land Sutra, sections 22, 26, and 27. Praise of the name of Amitāyus by other Buddhas and attainment of birth by faith, visits of bodhisattvas to the Pure Land from other worlds, and verses on the same. The Buddha said to Ananda, "Sentient beings who are born in that Buddha land all reside among those assured of nirvana. The reason is that in that land there are neither beings who are destined to adverse conditions, nor those whose destinies are uncertain. All Buddha Tathagatas in the 10 directions, as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, together praise the inconceivable supernatural virtue of Amitāyus. All sentient beings who, having heard his name, rejoice in faith, think of him even once, and sincerely transfer the merit of virtuous practices to that land, aspiring to be born there, will attain birth and dwell in the stage of non-retrogression." The Buddha said to Ananda, "The majestic virtue of Amitāyus is boundless. All the innumerable, countless, and inconceivable Buddha Tathagatas in the worlds of the 10 directions praise him. Innumerable and countless bodhisattvas in the Buddha lands of the eastern direction, as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River, all without exception visit Amitāyus in order to worship and make offerings to him and to the assembly of bodhisattvas and shravakas. Having heard the teaching, they expound it to lead people into the path of the Buddha. As in the eastern direction, so it is in the southern, western, and northern, as well as in the 4 intermediate directions, and above and below." Then the world-honored one spoke the following verses. "In the eastern direction there are Buddha lands as numerous as the sands of the Ganges River. Bodhisattvas dwelling in those lands go to pay homage to Amitāyus, the Enlightened One. So it is in the southern, western, and northern directions, the intermediate directions, above and below. Bodhisattvas dwelling in those lands go to pay homage to Amitāyus, the Enlightened One. All those bodhisattvas, taking with them exquisitely heavenly flowers, precious incense, and priceless robes, make offerings to Amitāyus, the Enlightened One. Playing heavenly music in concert, producing harmonious and delicate sounds, they praise the Most Honored One with hymns, saying, 'You have perfected supernatural powers and wisdom, with which you freely enter the gates of the profound Dharma. You also possess stores of merit and virtue, and unparalleled supreme knowledge. Illuminating the world with the sun of wisdom, you disperse the clouds of birth and death.' Having reverently walked around him 3 times, the bodhisattvas pay homage to the unsurpassed one. Having seen the glorious Pure Land, wonderfully resplendent, they are led to awaken aspiration and wish their lands to be like his. Then Amitāyus, the Enlightened One, changes his countenance and smiles. From his mouth come forth innumerable rays of light, which illuminate the worlds of the 10 directions. These rays of light return, encircle his body 3 times, and enter the crown of his head. All devas and humans are delighted to see this, and are filled with great joy. Avalokiteshvara, the exalted being, having respectfully arranged his clothes and bowed his head, asked the Buddha, "Why are you smiling?" "Reverently, I inquire. Please tell me why." The Buddha's majestic voice was like thunder, producing wonderful sounds in the 8 qualities of voice. "Because I am about to give predictions to the bodhisattvas, I shall now explain it to you. Listen carefully. I am fully aware of the vows of the bodhisattvas who come from the 10 directions. They seek to glorify their pure lands. After receiving my predictions, they will become Buddhas. While realizing that all dharmas are like a dream, an illusion, or an echo, They will fulfill their excellent vows and surely establish pure lands such as this. Knowing that dharmas are like a flash of lightning or a shadow, they will pursue the bodhisattva path to its end and amass a store of merit. After receiving my predictions, they will become Buddhas. While thoroughly knowing that the nature of all dharmas is empty and without substance, they will single-mindedly seek to produce their pure lands and will surely establish lands such as this. The Buddhas tell the bodhisattvas to go and pay homage to the Buddha of the land of peace and provision. Listen to his teaching, joyfully receive and practice it, and then quickly reach the realm of purity. When you go to his glorious pure land, you will instantly acquire supernatural powers. Having, without fail, received predictions from Amitāyus, you will attain perfect enlightenment. By the power of that Buddha's original vows, all who hear his name and desire birth will, without exception, be born in his land. Bodhisattvas, if you make vows that your lands will be like this, while aspiring to save all beings everywhere, your name will be renowned throughout the 10 directions. In order to serve millions of Tathagatas, you can assume various forms and fly to those lands. After worshipping them with joyful hearts, you will return to the land of peace and provision. Without a store of good from former lives, one cannot hear this sutra. But those who have strictly observed the precepts can hear the right Dharma. One who has met a world-honored one in the past can accept this teaching. Such a person respectfully worships, hears, and upholds it, and rejoices so greatly as to dance. Arrogant, corrupt, and indolent people cannot readily accept this teaching. But those who have met Buddhas in their former lives rejoice to hear it. Neither Shravakas nor Bodhisattvas are able to know the sage's mind exhaustively. They are like those who are born blind, and yet wish to guide others. The ocean of the Tathagata's wisdom is deep, vast, and boundless. Even sages of the Hinayana cannot fathom it. Only the Buddha clearly knows it. Let us suppose that all human beings, without exception, have attained enlightenment, and, with pure wisdom, realized original emptiness. Even if they pondered the Buddha's wisdom for myriads of kalpas and expounded it with the utmost effort all through their lives, they would not come to exhaustive knowledge of it. The Buddha's wisdom is thus limitless and pure to its depths. To obtain human life is difficult in the extreme. To meet a Buddha in this world is also difficult. It is difficult, too, for a person to attain faith and wisdom. Once you have heard the Dharma, strive to reach its heart. If you have heard the Dharma and do not forget it, but adore and revere it with great joy, you are my good friend. For this reason, you should awaken aspiration for enlightenment. Even if the whole world is on fire, be sure to pass through it to hear the Dharma. Then you will surely enter the Buddha's enlightenment and everywhere deliver beings from the river of birth and death.